Hey guys, it's Indigo, and you're watching the June patron appreciation video. Normally I would play a character, one of my existing characters, but the way that gets picked is by a poll that patrons can vote on. And this month I put in me as a character as a joke, but y'all voted for it, so I'm gonna be doing it as me. It's gonna be very exciting. So we do have a bit of a schedule for these videos. First I will do a Q&A, I just missed my finger, Q&A session. Then we're gonna do shoutouts, and lastly we're gonna do a whole lot of triggers. I have a feeling this video is going to be rather long, so I do hope that all my equipment is recording properly. So without further ado, let's get right into the... I just felt like Keemstar. Let's get right into the questions. So it was, there were a lot of questions, so I emailed them to myself. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not secretly playing Pokemon Go, though I am sorely tempted because it's very addicting. Okay, so I've got all the questions right here that were sent in by the patrons. Okay, first one. Out of all the videos you have done, created, has any of them ever scared you in any way by how the character was portrayed and what they did? It's a very interesting question. I do like to think that I have a pretty good grasp on what my characters would be capable of and how they would behave in certain situations. There's been times, I guess, where Alicia is, I'm not sure, but for lack of a better word, violent than I would expect her to be. But then again, a lot of the times where she has killed you, I do believe it's more her playing a mind trick on you, like making you believe that that you're dying while you're actually not, and you'll just wake up later feeling very disturbed, I guess. So it doesn't necessarily scare me in that way. Sometimes the storylines or what's about to happen kind of surprises me, because I might have planned one thing and then something entirely different happened. There's one video that is not yet released because it's going to be part of this whole project. And at first it was just going to be this one random video, but it turned into so much more while I was recording it, and it ended up turning into the starting point of this project that I'm going to be doing. And it's going to be like an ARG, like an augmented reality game or alternate reality game, which is a concept on the internet. You should look it up. It's really cool. So that kind of like surprised me in the way that's the turn, how the story took. But it doesn't, I don't get scared or really that surprised. If anything, it's mostly like a pleasant surprise, and the occasional like, holy shit, Alicia, you know. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see, next one. How do you gain confidence to put yourself out there? How do you gain confidence to put myself out there By this I mean make my own channel and confidence in general when one struggles with social anxiety every day. This is a hard one, because it's something that's different for everyone. I also struggle with a lot of anxiety. I don't have direct social anxiety like I do. I do feel comfortable enough when I'm feeling comfortable in general to go up to people and start a conversation, but I am very worried about what people might think of me, what they think of my behavior, the things that I say, the way I look, just the way I am, really. But it's hard. I guess I can talk a little bit about how I got over it. For me, I think I had to let it come to this point where I was just so miserable, and I didn't want to be anyone. I just wanted to be this chameleon that adjusted to everyone's needs and everyone's expectations all at the same time, which is extremely tiring, and it's something that I still revert to sometimes when I feel especially bad. But there comes a point where you can't do that to yourself anymore. There becomes a point where you will just break, and you're gonna have to analyze the way you look at yourself, the way you look at the people around you, the way you look at life, and you realize that that's not gonna make you happy to be someone that other people want you to be. It's not gonna make you happy to walk, on eggshells all day and just try to be invisible, and it's just not gonna do anything positive for you. But when you do express yourself the way you want to express yourself, the way that feels good to you, once that's something that you feel comfortable experimenting with, you will realize that a lot of people actually really like that, and you will start to gather people around you that appreciate you just the way you are. And that feeling, that's a really, really good feeling, that I can be myself fully 100%, and people like that. People encourage that. People are okay with that. And the people who are not, well, quite frankly, they just gotta go, There's no reason to waste your time trying to please people that are never gonna be pleased by anything that you do. I don't know how helpful that is for your situation or anyone's situation that's listening, but yeah, what it comes down to for me was that introspection, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is making me miserable, this is making the people around me not happier, because I'm, living a lie, essentially. So yeah, and once you try it out, you will feel much more comfortable, and you will, like I said, gather people around you that are like-minded. The same, I guess, goes for if you want to put yourself out there with a channel, whether it be ASMR or not. There's going to be people out there, a lot of people potentially, that like you, that like what you do, that like how you look, that like your personality, that like your ideas, your creativity. There's going to be people out there that like you. And there's also going to be people that don't like you, but fuck them, seriously. So, that's kind of my 2 cents. It's gonna be a long video. Okay, next question. Have you ever considered taking outdoor shots of your characters, such as Alicia walking through a forest at twilight? This is like a dream of mine, really, because I'm so passionate about my characters, but mostly I just see them, they're just in this boxed off space, which is just first person, and you just see the front of their face, basically. So I would love to do something like that. The issue with me mostly is getting like a dedicated cameraman or woman, someone who is okay with following me around like that. And also I would have to be comfortable with acting as my characters in front of actual live people, which is still something that I do struggle with quite a bit. But I would really like it. I have planned some video ideas that do use, like the outdoors and filming outside. But that is something that I am definitely into exploring, and I hope that's something that I can start to explore soon. So yeah, I'm all for it. I think it could be very cool and cinematic. If you had to choose one of your characters to be your new form, who would you pick? So I guess this question is mostly about appearance. Because there's a different question in there, I know, that's more about like, who would you want to be if you had to choose? Spoiler alert for upcoming questions. I'm not sure really. If I think about all my character style, her looks, I think they all have something attractive to them. I don't know, I guess Lori would be really cool. Because I think Lori's she's just like, I just think she's really badass, and I love how she looks. And I'm not just talking like how I look as her, but it's more like the idea that I have in my head, which I do have a picture of that, which I will try to input somewhere here. That's kind of my idea of how she looks like, and I think that would be awesome. I don't know. But maybe I'm a little biased, and I think I would just look awesome with shadowy tendrils all around me. Do you ever find yourself thinking what one of your characters would do in a situation you're in presently? For example, you're in a checkout line and the person ahead of you is yelling at the clerk all the time. I do that all the time, I swear. Because being in public for me can be quite an anxious affair, I guess. Kind of scary to me because of my anxiety, and it really helps me to like focus my thoughts on something else. So I just love being, pretending as if I were another character, like a character of mine, and like just like imagining what they would think or what they would do in that sort of situation. And that really helps with my anxiety, I guess, in a strange way. So it's something that I do often, like just kind of crawl into the skin of a character, and it's really entertaining actually. So yeah, I do that a lot. Out of all the characters you've ever created, who do you think would win in an all-out fight? There's so much factors that would go into that, really. Some have, more physical strength. Some would have, like, minions fighting for them, I guess. Some, have their mental powers or magical powers. But I think if it were like sort of like a battle royale type of deal, I feel like everyone would just be fighting it out, and then Caladora would wait around on the sidelines trying to make herself as invisible as possible. And then when everyone is tired or, down, she would just create this massive inferno and just burn everyone to the ground. Just OP, nerf this. Yeah, I can see Kali doing something like that. I mean, she wouldn't, she's not someone who would take any pleasure out of killing like that, but if she had to, I feel like she could definitely come out winning with a strategy like that. So, alright, next question. How do you manage when things in life start to spiral out of control? Tasks, mentality, finances, general adulting, etc. How do you tackle that? That is another pretty hard question, and I'm not sure if I'm the best authority on it. Though I have had things spiral out of control a lot. And before, when this would happen, I would try and force myself against it. I would fight it with tooth and nail, trying to get things done and just drag myself on, and that would prolong that situation of things spiraling out of control on and on and on and on. It would just make it last so much longer because I was actively resisting a feeling. And the way I feel about how life works is that if you actively resist something, it will persist. So like resist and it'll persist. It even rhymes, so must be true. And that's really what I think in like a lot of aspects in life. If you just force yourself and just fight against it as hard as you can like that, with like a negative this has to go attitude, I think it's very likely for that thing to persist. So what I do is eventually I will just give up all resistance. I will just lay down in bed. I will just wallow in that sadness or apathy or however I'm feeling, and I would just let it consume me. Just allow it to get in. And that's very scary. That's relinquishing a lot of control that you have over your life. And I understand that not everyone can, have the freedom to lay in bed all day, but when you do feel like that, when you're at home, when you have the opportunity to do so, like, just go for it. Just let it, just let those waves of just things spiraling out of control just wash over you. And I feel like when I do that, I will do that for, well, it depends on, how bad I feel. It will take, either like a couple hours or like days or weeks, but I feel like you just need to go through that. You can't just avoid it or fight through it. You just have to like let it happen. And then after that time, I'll feel like, okay, this is enough. Now I'm gonna change things again, and I'll write up a schedule. I'll get to cleaning. I'll, make sure everything is in order again, make everything structured again, and just look at it with fresh insight. Because I had that time where I was down and I was out and I was just not doing anything, and then because I let that happen, I was able to regain my energy and my motivation a lot quicker. That's my experience. I know that not everyone will buy into that the way I do, but for me that's what really helps. Just allowing yourself, because feeling like that is a natural part of life. Everyone does at some point, some more than others, but nonetheless you have to go through it and not over it or around it, or like just force your way through it faster than you're supposed to. So that really helps for me. Really long-winded today. I'm sorry about that. Where do you find your inspiration for the stories, characters, and so on? In all places. The most cliche answer ever, but I'll see a random picture of someone on the internet where the light hits them in a certain way, or I hear the rustling of leaves and I'll be inspired. Just little details like a scent that just instantly like gives me all the inspiration for something. It's just keeping your eyes open, really, and that goes hand in hand, because when I have like this period of depression, I really close myself off, and I barely get inspired because I don't let in the world around me. So yeah, that's really where I find my inspiration, letting the world around me in and finding something beautiful in there, and that inspires me to create something hopefully beautiful. So, do you prefer speaking English or Dutch? Most definitely English. I have such a hard time speaking Dutch nowadays. It's weird. I feel like I'm not good at it. Speaking English nowadays just comes so much more natural, which I'm pretty sure is not entirely healthy, but that's just how it's like, I guess. Have you told your family about your channel? If so, what was their reaction? Yeah, pretty much immediately when I got started, I told them, like, oh, I started a YouTube channel, and they were like, oh, well, that's, you should be focusing on important things. But nowadays, like, now that I've actually had success, and, I've got this big, following, you guys, and they see that, and all the success that I've been having, like, they're really supportive now, so it's not too bad. Could be worse, I guess. But now they're actually pretty excited about it. They do, try to, like, help me out with things, and now it's good, but okay. What's Alicia's true hair color? I would say kind of the same as mine, which is a reddish brown. I think that's her original true hair color. If you were only allowed to listen to one type of music for the rest of your life, what would it be? If I say electronic music, would that be cheating? Maybe, because there's so many different subgenres and types. I think the only thing that I would be capable of listening to for my entire life would be chill step or drum and bass. I think, yeah. What is your favorite scary movie? I actually haven't really watched any scary movies in years. Not a lot anyway, because I used to just eat them up. Like, I used to be obsessed with scary movies and with, like, the torture porn movies like Saw and Hostel. But then I developed my really bad anxiety, and, like, I don't know, with that came a lot of empathy. So I, like, take it too personally and too seriously, and it's just like, oh no, like, people are hurting and dying and, like, blood and scary things, and I'm really bad with jump scares. I will piss my pants. So I don't know what my favorite would be. My stomach is making noises. I guess it's complaining too. I'm really thinking what could be my favorite scary movie. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I like scary movies. I just don't handle them very well. I'm sorry. So, next question. You drink a lot of tea, like I do. What's your favorite tea type / blend? Yay, tea is so good. I am quite obsessed with tea. Even from when I was a little child. And I mostly drink infusions, I guess, or herbal teas, because I don't handle caffeine that well at all. So, I guess my favorite would be chamomile. And I'm drinking this really, really yummy one right now. That's chamomile and lemon. That's really good. I do like I do like chai, which has caffeine in it, obviously, but I like it, the taste, very much. And I like Moroccan mint tea as well, because those are like my favorite types. There's also this one tea from David's Tea that I got, which is, I think, like fruits of paradise or something, which is really good. Will you be role-playing any other major archetype next? What's your next major obsession we haven't heard about? Okay, so I already have a few. I have my vampire storyline, I have my fantasy creatures, mythological creatures thing, and I have my Fallout series. I will eventually, hopefully, be starting a World of Warcraft series with both existing and original characters. I've been playing with the idea of doing a Skyrim one, but I don't know how creative I want to get with that. The werewolf thing is cool, but it kind of ties into the like overlapping World of Darkness videos, I guess, storylines and characters. I would love to do Mass Effect stuff, but that's really hard to pull off because I would need some major like prosthetics and crazy stuff going on, unless I just want to play humans, but it would be very cool though. Yeah, I'm just thinking if there's anything else, I don't know. Like Bioware and Bethesda are just cool beans. I love their franchises. That's all I can think of for now, but I do really plan on doing a major World of Warcraft storyline, and I do have a World of Warcraft video out either before or after you see this, which is very vague, but it will be soon. Vampire is your favorite World of Darkness game, right? Yes. What do you think of the other supernatural creatures like mages, werewolves, or wraiths? Do any of your characters have history with things other than kindreds? I think they're all super fascinating and awesome. It's just that I don't know that much about the others compared to Vampire the Masquerade. But I'm definitely like into it. I do have a werewolf character. Oh, I guess that's like a Garou, if that's how you pronounce it. Technically, like in retrospect, I guess, Shuldra is like a wraith type inspired. I don't know exactly. I feel like if I want to do more characters like that, like I would have to do more research. You know, I don't want to just half-ass it, because that's not what I'm about. I do have a character that is technically from the Kindred of the East. As a Kuei-jin character, I do have one of those. She's called Minling. I don't know otherwise. I mean, I'm interested for sure. I just feel like I might not be able to do it as much justice as I feel it should, so. If you could be one of your characters in real life, which one would you choose? That is a hard one because they all have their negatives and their positives. I guess it would be either Caladora or Selene, but Selene gets shit on all the time. So maybe Caladora. I think that could be fun when she or I find some more self-agency, I guess. And she's just adorable, so. What inspired you to create your own ASMR content and share it with the world? well, I was a active consumer of ASMR content for a while, and I just wanted to give back. Really, I wanted to just make videos that other people could enjoy as much as I enjoyed, other people's videos. I think I was in the one Lilium's live streams, and I was like, I want to make an ASMR channel, should I? She was like, yeah, totally. So I was like, okay, guess I'll do it then. So that's how that started, I suppose. Yeah. It was just like, oh, I just want to do that, so I'll do it. I just grabbed like a super old non-smartphone phone, I think, and I uploaded some audio under a still image, and after that I just used my really shitty old webcam, and I just slowly started upgrading as I realized how much I like doing it. So you don't need equipment, you don't need a grand idea, you just kind of bullshit your way through it, and if you like doing it, it'll end up awesome. So yeah. And the last question, how tall are you? I don't know why, but I picture you at nearly 6 feet tall. Well, I'm pretty tiny for a Dutch girl anyways. I am just a little under 5'5", I think. It kind of depends on the time of day, but it's either 168 or 169 centimeters. I consider myself pretty tiny, but I guess for like American standards I'm pretty average, but yeah, that's how tall I am. Not very tall. So that was all of the questions, and we are already about half an hour in, so it's gonna be a long one, which is okay. But for now we are going to do the shoutouts. Let's see. So I'm going to be whispering ear to ear, or like soft talking, I guess, the names of some of the people that back me on Patron. Sierra, Chris, Leighton C, Josh S, Jacob C, Randall F, Tyler S, Derek H, XL, Lawrence, Solo S, Isabella R, Sundiver, Bo L, Cody Annan, Greg S, Nico L, Michael, Adam, Callum, Machi K, Cassandra G, Ryan P, Kev, Midnight, Frogman S, Stephen E, John G, Connor M, Jake C, Justin M. So, thank you all very much for your support this month and always. So for some reason, I totally derped yesterday, and I didn't write down 4 of the people that I was supposed to. So I also want to give thanks to Drew S., Master Pam, Eric F., and Alessandra T. Sorry about that, but thank you so much. And now I will move to the side and make place for some other people that have really supported me very much. I just want to say thank you, because it does mean very much to me, and it makes me so happy that I can do what I love, and that you're here to support me and to just enjoy what I put out. It just makes me happy. And not just my Patreons, of course, everyone that's watching and commenting and supporting and just enjoying my content. Thank you. Okay. So now we have reached the last portion of the video, and I will be doing some triggers. I've got a list right here of requested triggers. They're in no order really, but I'll just try to go through them slowly. So the first one is feeding. So I guess you just want me to take a nibble, I guess. I hope that was good for you. And I also heard that you really want me to carefully touch your ears, because I gotta do that without jolting your head too much. Just be careful as I do. I hope that feels okay. Let's see if I can very carefully do some ear cupping. doing some very gentle crinkles now, or try to anyways. I also got requests for something wooden. And this was the only wooden thing that I could find. message on Facebook saying that she was at a specific spot and they had dropped some lure modules on a Pokespot there, which attracts more and rare Pokemon. So I let the guy that I met know about this, and we made our way over there, catching Pokemon and chatting as we went. Once there, my friend wasn't anywhere to be seen, but we saw that there was an uncommon Pokemon, a Grimer, just around the corner. So we walked over there, and we met my friend, who was trying to capture it as well. So after I caught that Pokemon, we went back to the Pokestop and grabbed some more items and grabbed some more Pokemon that were spawning. There were a group of around 10-15 people there. Everyone had brought snacks and drinks and everyone was just playing. But after a while the lure ran out and people went their separate ways. So me and my friends, we walked through the neighborhoods. The guy had gone off at this point. And we caught all the Pokemon on our path and made our way to the mall again. When we were there, we went to the supermarket. And I picked up lunch and some snacks and something to drink. That's when we noticed that there was another lure module dropped at a very nearby Pokestop. So we went there and sat down and had some snacks and some drinks while sitting there, catching Pokemons. After that, I went back home and my feet hurt so much that I decided that was as much as I was going to play that day, on this day really, because it happened earlier. The rest of the day I took a couple naps. I recorded my dad report update vlog. And I got ready to record this video. And I also had dinner. So that was what I did today. Now, most of these triggers that I just did, I just remember them because I wrote them down earlier. But let's see if there's any ones that I've missed. Let's see. The only one that I missed was humming, which is something that I've never done before. So we'll see how it goes, and I might adjust the sound if it's too loud.